Yo guys, welcome back to Tim's Trades. So I'll do a bit of a quick update on Bitcoin, but then I think what's a bit more exciting is there's a whole bunch of what looks like incredibly nice buying opportunities on the strong alts. So if our bias, which I was discussing and most other people are expecting, including myself, is a bounce this week on Bitcoin somewhere up, maybe not too much higher from here, but certainly a bit higher, possibly 90 odd K, maybe just 88. We'll see. I mean, nobody's really going to know until we know. We can do. Let me clean up this chart a wee bit just to zoom straight into it. If we run a retrace fib from the high before the breakdown, you've got these resistance areas, and this one's standing out because it sits right underneath this previous structure, but we'll have to take it by level. There is. I'm thinking it's looking a little bit bearish on the super short term. On this 1 hour, I feel like we're going to get a pullback here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 drives of bearish divergence on the 1 hour, and I see this volatility begin to expand a wee bit. Not if it kind of super lows, but this could push us down a wee bit. That's just the 1 hour, so we're talking short term. And I think I maybe showed this in the last video, I don't recall, but I would like to get down into this little buy zone, because basically my big position, which I've kind of I've been chilling on the last couple of days because I'm well in profit now, managed to get a wee bit of sleep. Well, we got up here, and last night I actually took some shorts against my long to hedge, just to thinking that, okay, I've made excellent money here. If this comes down now, I'll just close my short side off down here, and that reopens the full position long again. So that is currently where I'm sitting with my big main Bitcoin position. And yeah, I am still expecting upside, but I just feel shorter term that could definitely just get this dip before we go again, which means I get the profit twice from that area up, and that is banging. That's what we need. So yeah, that is my thoughts. There's not too much more to add. Everyone's basically out there in the space is kind of shilling the same idea. I was looking at USDT dominance earlier, wondering if these fibs are, I mean, obviously not perfect on USDT dominance, but this kind of retrace is taken from the top of this last high on USDT dominance. Price pretty much tested that 618. Now I wonder if it's going to be trapped kind of in this wee range here potentially. So in other words, if Bitcoin does give us that pullback to like 82k, it then pumps, and this would be the area where if we're in a long on Bitcoin, I'll be very careful if USDT dominance comes back down to the 4.88, which was my initial target if you listen to my older videos, which we wicked into and then came away from. So now I think that's going to turn into support. So this kind of matches my idea that, basically we're going to go up ideally this week at some point. And so this is going to be, as well as watching the Bitcoin resistance, I want to be watching here for just this to sort of stop here in that region and kind of get going again, which means that Bitcoin's coming back down. If it starts to break down below that, then who knows, Bitcoin can go higher. So let's see, because it's never going to be an easy trade, whatever you're doing. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be choppy, it's going to be tricky, it's going to be nuanced. It's not just going to go up to 90 and fucking down again. It's going to fuck around there, probably sideways, and get everyone wrong-sided, and that's how trading is. It just is, particularly if you're watching incredibly tight areas and trying to get good entries and good exits, if you're trading on perps, for example, And again, that movement would obviously mirror this silly wheel arc line here, so we'll move. It's got interestingly nice. What did I do here? Yeah, so basically by pulling down, you're getting the resistance on the way up, but I'm not certain if this would be some sort of support 83. I'd rather use, which I showed you in the last chart, which is the support fibs running from the low to here. And technically, if I go back to that chart, Bitcoin can bounce anywhere all the way down to the fucking 886 and still not kind of invalidate, and it's done it. It kind of did it here. And this area here, it pretty much got exactly to the 886 from memory. So let's just double check. Yeah, look, fucking 886. So I mean, I was expecting the bounce to come from this region, but it's just fallen over So it could do like this is like a bigger version of what's going on here, potentially bouncing then shit the bed again. You know, it's going to be just careful. We need to watch these levels. But yeah, the current kind of 886 is that 79. So an upside movement's not invalidated, even if Bitcoin gets all the way back down there again, which is frustrating and tricky trading. You know, you would want it to come in this region here. So that's what I'm watching for. I know there's more kind of longs that have been opened up down here, so you know market makers can try and stab down and grab that liquidity before they move up, or they can just fucking, there's less down here. That's one thing I'm aware of. It kind of seems to be new longs that are all piling in this region. People didn't get greedy enough down here, and so there's not too much down here that I've spotted on the heat maps. It's there anyway. Enough of BTC. That's my thoughts. I was saying there are some strong alts, and I've got my charts kind of from earlier, so here we go. Let me get rid of harmonics. Let me do this. So let's dive up to the higher term time frames, not super low ones, maybe the 12 hour or something like that, because we're looking at a multi-day trade potentially in through the middle of the week. So the 12 hour, 8 hour, the kind of the charts I'm watching. Now what's this deep? Yeah, so what I've got on the chart is basically the resistance fibs. You know, this is like pulling a retrace from the top, so we're looking for it to stop. I'm not looking for breakouts here. I'm looking for, right, how high can this get before I take profit? 22% trade takes you to there. 236, 30, 382 is giving you a 45% move. It's a massive fucking trade. You know, you can make piles of cash on that. I don't know if I've shared the chart before, but I mean the simplest way to draw the support fibs is right from that low wick up, and you know we're kind of technically a wee bit in no man's land, but I like the structure. That's why I think this is a good one, because price tapped into this area here, which was previous resistance for a long time, broke through, retested it once, now we're retesting it again. This is, your risk reward is here. I've got a small, long, tiny, bigger entry down here just in case, and I'll know that if it breaks down below that, then I'm out. I don't have to panic. You know, losses are tiny. Risk reward is incredible in this one. Morpho is another one. Yeah, here. So exactly the same. I pre-prepped these. You've got like, this is your resistance fibs on the way up. Can stop here at the 236. Ideally we get up to like underneath this previous, and that's not dissimilar to kind of the breakdown region on that 90k for Bitcoin. You know, if that pings up to there, that's 27% move there. Found support here. Again, it can go down a bit more, definitely, and just within this tiny little accumulation range, which seems to be expanding to the upside here, higher, but it made this low. I suppose that was the dump, and now it's back up and accumulating. I've entered here again, and I'll have a stop loss down here, which is pretty close. You know, just anything below that last wick. So watch. I mean, obviously, if Bitcoin does come down, you've got good entries. Maybe that 886, maybe that 786, someone in here, and it's like the risk reward's good. If it comes down below that last wick, anywhere below there, and you can just get the fuck out. You know, you can have your stop loss right there. What else was I looking at? I mean, there's Sui, looks quite strong, always has been this whole cycle, so it's kind of a wee bit in no man's land. I've been looking for an entry on Sui for ages, and it's never given me this wick way back in the day. Actually, no, that was, what am I looking at? Just what time frame am I on the hour? That can't be the 2nd of February, or maybe it was the start of February. I've got that crazy dump. But anyway, that would have been the entry. Just never quite got my entry, which was a wee bit lower at 233, just because of these two areas. And maybe we still get that if Bitcoin is coming down, you know, over time. Maybe it gets down to 72, maybe it gets down to 69 over this next month or two. And so this would definitely be a good area long term for Sui, 233. In the very short term, I don't remember what my momentum indicator. So you've got plenty bullish divergence. Yeah, on the daily even, but I wonder if that's played out. Possibly played out in that tiny wee move there, to be honest. Anything on the 2-day? No. So yeah, just same kind of thing. Then now the last one I was looking at, which is riskier, I think, is Virtuals. It's been super weak, but it seems to be finding support. And the trouble is about this support I don't like is that it's in fucking no man's land. I don't like. I'd rather it was settled above this previous resistance, which took a decent amount of time to play out on this 8 hour. So yeah, this is the riskier one of them all. But again, we can just, irrespective of whether it's sitting on. In fact, that last wick, I feel like if it if it gets below here, then I would get out. I'm not entered on this one yet. I want to wait and see what Bitcoin does. And if it does give me an entry back down at 97, 98, I'll take it, because the risk reward is great. 80% up to the next proper resistance, which is under here at 191, or like the fib is saying, if I move that, oops, that's not this stupid target thing. Yeah, the 236 is at 196. Now that's just to retrace from top to bottom, 196. So that would be a great trade, if things play out. It's been weak though, so I'm not expecting it, but I'll take it just in case. You've got to take these things when you see them. So anyway, that was that. If you guys want me to look at any of your alts, jump on YouTube, just comment in there. And you've got my Patreon. We're killing it at the moment. Just as a quick squiz, I was on a scalping session all day yesterday with the guys live. I'm there sharing my screen on Discord, and we're making trades all the time. I'm on it all the time, so it's not like for $12 a month the fact I'm here, I'm grinding with the guys every single day. I'm trying to make a living like everyone else. So I think it's it's fantastic value for money, given the amount of my time. If you consider some influencers, you pay them $100 a month, and maybe once a month they'll drop some target you buy. Like, I am actually here, I am working, I am grinding, I'm in my Discord, I'm in my Telegram all the time. $12 a month, and we're making money. You can too. Alright guys, peace out.